started recording, didn't you?
Yeah. This time, guys.
This time. Oh.
Brian is going to do the intro.
Oh, boy, man.
Well, I'm just as nervous, too. I got to do the outro.
Yeah. We need like a virtual sign on the YouTube
like,
video that says like number of days without mess ups.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine this one just being straight clean. Oh, my God. We should count the number of times each one of us mess up each one. So far, we've messed up.
I've known each episode we've messed up at least once.
Each one.
Yeah, in each
one.
episode, we've messed up at least once.
Let's do this. Here we go. You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keep Up With...
Oh, no. Not even like...
The first
sentence. Oh, my God.
You doubted yourself, that's why. Don't doubt yourself.
Well, because I think I wrote it wrong. Like, I'm not going to lie. We're looking at a script, okay? Because we're not going to remember this the entire time.
I know.
All right. So, here we go.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keeping Up With the Nerds Variety Hour, coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast for all things nerdy. I'm your host, Brian.
And Rene.
Awesome. How was that one?
That was really good.
That was good?
That was good. That was solid.
This is clean.
I liked it. No, it was clean. Yeah.
There we go.
I can't wait
we
for
can
the
let our
background
viewers.
music
We can
now.
let our viewers.
Yeah.
Our viewers are gonna get that as a gimmick from now on. They're gonna be like,
know,
"Oh, if they get it right, great." But you know what I think? One of these days we're gonna have it like consecutively be right the whole time, and then out of nowhere we're just gonna mess up, and it's just gonna ruin it, and we're gonna like start at day 0 again.
Oh my God! I'm just waiting for that day where we just can't get it out at all. We just can't.
It keeps going. All right, so welcome back, guys, to issue number 2 of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. Last week, just a quick recap. We talked about Diamond Distributors pretty much getting split, or DC splitting themselves from Diamond Distribution. You know, things that we assume were probably caused because of the pandemic.
Yep.
So, in similar conversation, I want to bring up the topic of how the pandemic has pretty much affected other avenues of, nerd-like culture. Like, how else is it affected? We can talk. Let's start with this. Movies, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing right now. Everyone loves movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They want to go to the movie theaters. Obviously, with everything shutting down, that's not an option now.
It's difficult. I think we wanted to talk about that in issue 0 in our preview episode, and then we ended up going.
Yeah, we got into a weird spat, but it wasn't a spat. It was like more of like a stretched on topic that we never thought we were going to stretch it out for an hour.
That's the beauty of podcasting. Sometimes you have conversations and it just goes elsewhere, and you just enjoy conversation, but we're going to bring this back. We're going to start with movies pretty much, and how the pandemic has pretty much affected that avenue of the industry pretty much. As far as movie goes, we've seen a couple of movies that we've been wanting to watch being either pushed back to late 2020 release all the way up until 2021, early 2021, even mid 2021 too, from what I've understood. A lot of these things are just being pushed really far back, and I'm assuming it's because they want that theater money. They want to make sure that people are paying that money to go watch the movies in theaters.
Yeah, especially if it's a movie that a studio has put like billions of dollars into.
Yes.
Or like a big blockbuster hit. They want to make that money back.
They do. Yeah. And I don't think like direct to stream necessarily counts.
No, it doesn't, because, well, it depends on, it depends on the price, but they're charging. So basically now when movies are supposed to come out, some movies, not all movies, when the movies do come out, now they're like $20 to stream, a theater at home experience that they try to sell you at. And
is it 20? It was okay.
It's like $20 right now.
So that, because they're doing the direct to home streaming, right? Have you done that?
I've done it with a few movies. Only ones that I was like, okay, I gotta watch it because I want to see it, and I've been waiting. One was for The Invisible Man, and then the other one was for, what was it? It was I saw it and I was like, oh, it's finally okay here. I think it was maybe it was Scoob.
Was it Scoob?
I think it was Scoob. Yeah. And so, but then actually right now they just put up what is it? Pete Davidson's new
Staten
movie,
Island
King of Staten Island.
King of Staten Island. Yeah.
And I remember seeing the trailer for it. This was during the pandemic, though. That's the thing. And I was like, oh wow, they're putting out the movie, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be available to stream and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But at the same time, like, that would have been cool to see a movie in theaters.
Yeah.
You know, I love Pete Davidson.
Did you see it already? Or
no, it just came out today. I'm gonna.
It's on
rent
Netflix, right, or something?
No, it's on available to rent at home right now.
Oh, I thought it was a Netflix movie.
No, it's a movie you have to buy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned Scoob. That's the only one that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of funny because I think this is the first time we've ever really seen something like that, because we grew up with direct to DVD movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever a movie got a sequel that necessarily wasn't super popular,
Yeah.
I mean, you see with Disney movies all the time, like Pocahontas 2 or Beauty and the Beast 2, things like that.
They did like 4 or 3 Cinderella movies.
Yeah, and it was all like direct to DVD, right? So you have that. That's what we got used to. But now with this whole pandemic thing and theaters not being able to let us go watch movies over there, you know, you have some movies that were supposed to come out literally right before the quarantine situation happening. The industry was just kind of saying, you know what, let's just stream it. Let's make people pay the $20.
They did that for Onward.
Onward was Disney Plus.
Yeah, but then it was available to rent first, and then they made it available to rent for like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah,
they made it, but then they announced, oh, if you wait until April something, until the end of April, it'll be available on Disney Plus, which I thought that was a really interesting tactic.
Quick tangent before we move on to this and we talk about Scoob and stuff like that. Have you ever understood that? Where like a movie comes out and they're just kind of like, oh, you can buy it on digital 2 weeks before the physical copy.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever understood the point of that?
It's basically like I fall sucker for that. I did that for the first Deadpool movie because I loved it, and then I was like, I want to watch it again, and I rented it and I bought it. They made it available to buy. That's the thing. They don't make it available to rent. They make it available to buy first for like the first 2 weeks before the Blu-ray comes out. And it's only for people that are like truly like don't want to wait that long and they just get the digital, or they're like me where it's like I get the digital and then just buy the Blu-ray on top of that.
And then yeah. So I've never done that.
Really?
I've always been kind of the person to say if it releases on digital, cool. But I always like having my DVD copies.
Yeah, it always comes with the digital copy anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat Legends movie came out 2 weeks before its DVD release, because I remember because I bought it on Amazon. Amazon actually delayed the package because of the whole quarantine thing, but I bought it for $18 when it was originally going to sell for like 30 or something. I don't understand why they sold it for so cheap, but it was there. It was a steal. You know, I could have bought it digitally for I think like $20.
Yeah.
But instead I waited out and just bought it for $20 with the whole DVD, Blu-ray and digital copy. So I've never been one to just say, yeah, I need to watch this movie like right now.
Yeah.
I can wait the 2 weeks and, you know,
and
eventually do that. So that's why this whole concept of having movies streamed directly to like at home is so weird to me now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Movies that you see trailers for, barely see trailers for, and then they just come out directly to rent on digital now.
Yeah.
Which it's like, I think one movie in particular that I regret that I watched at home, and then I was like, man, I would have wished I watched this in the theater, was The Invisible Man. Invisible Man was like a great movie of recently that came out and was early 2000.
Is it because of the atmosphere?
It was the atmosphere, the way the movie was, shot, the sound. You have to watch it in a dark room because I tried watching it in the daylight and it's horrible. So I had to like literally put up a black sheet on my window and stuff, darken the room, get all emo and goth and stuff. And I watched the movie and it was insane, like just watching it. And I don't even have good sound quality either, which sucks too, because I had to put the subtitles on because I couldn't have it too loud at the same time. So I'm reading the subtitles as well too, and then like it says like something murmuring in the background or like footsteps approaching.
There's things in there that would have been super specific to a movie theater experience. That
I felt like, oh man, like I so regret because it came out in theaters.
But I mean, a movie like that was supposed to release earlier this year. They're not gonna wait another 8 months.
No, for a movie like Invisible Man, you don't, because we don't know right away. Before you watch it, you're like, is it going to be good? Because it's made from Blumhouse, and you're like, Blumhouse puts out good horror movies, but it's like they hardly have like the best one. Yeah. But no, I think Invisible Man proved that to be wrong, where it was actually pretty good.
Did you rent it or did you buy it?
I rented it.
So for $20 you rented it?
Yeah, I rented it for $20 because it was available to rent for $20 for like 2 straight months, and I was like, when is it going to be available to rent for like $5.99?
Did you? But the option to buy was there, right?
Oh, was it? No, it wasn't.
Oh,
it was still
so it wasn't.
available.
It was one of those movies
Yeah,
that you
for
couldn't.
two straight months, you were just able to rent it for $20, and then even then, you have it for 48 hours after you rent it.
Okay, see, the experience that I had with it was with Scoob.
Mm-hmm.
So Scoob, because I was dying to watch the movie. I'm a huge Scooby-Doo
I saw
fan.
the trailer and I actually did like it. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks.
Have you
different.
seen it yet or no?
I've watched. I didn't finish it.
Okay, I'll say
I have my own thing with it. But go ahead.
my experience with it is that I love the movie.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. I love the movie. Like I said, I'm a huge Scooby-Doo fan. I've been watching it since a kid. I know the cartoon came out, in the 60s or something?
Oh yeah.
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 But I grew up with it. My dad was the one that taught me all this.
Uh-huh.
But ever since they announced Scoob, I was like anticipating to go watch it at the theaters. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. I don't care if it's like kids are like filling the theater. I'm gonna go watch that movie. But then theater shut down.
Yeah.
And so it was up in the air. What was the movie gonna do?
Yeah.
And then they announced, oh well, we're gonna stream it out. You could rent it for $20 or buy it for $25. And so in my head, I thought, why am I going to rent $20 if I don't own it?
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to pay money to go to the theater, I might as well pay the $12 because a movie ticket is 15-ish average.
Yeah. And
18
then,
if you're going to like a super high-end theater.
especially also like if you're not alone, you're also paying for the another person that you're with or something like that.
Overall, two
Yeah.
people,
Two
$36,
people,
$40,
yeah.
right? So $20 to rent at home, sure. But you said the experience isn't the same, especially with a movie like The Invisible Man where there's like little eerie things that you got to pay attention to. You need the movie theater experience, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So in my head, if a movie comes out to rent for $20 or buy for $25, what's another $5?
Yeah, you get to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a shame because we wish that we could have gotten more movies now. We would have been watching more movies. I think Wonder Woman 84 was supposed to come
It
out.
was supposed to come out already in June. Well, it's set in July, so it's supposed to come out this summer.
Okay, so it's
Or
a
no.
summer movie.
No, it was June. Yeah, June. Sorry.
Summer movie.
Summer movie. It's
Summer
supposed to
movie
come out.
regardless. That got pushed back.
Yeah, Black Widow was supposed to come out already last month.
And that got pushed
That
back
got
to an unconfirmed release date.
Yeah, that's the thing because they don't know how long this is gonna last, and then even then, AMC is claiming that they might be filing for bankruptcy.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, that's the thing. Companies like that heavily depend on people coming in on a daily basis, spending money, like Disneyland and stuff like that. It's just companies like that. It's just bleeding money.
Don't say the D word. They're going to come after us.
Right.
Immediately shut us down. It's
Right.
like, what'd you say about Disney?
Well, they're gonna open
Excuse
up. Disney says that they're open up in July, which I don't.
That's a separate thing to talk about, man. I can get all sorts of deep about
That might be
Disneyland.
next. That might be, if anything, guys. That might be our next episode.
that could be something
That
because
could
you
be
never
something.
know.
My
That-
girlfriend is counting the days until they're like open. They put up on like their quick little side note. Yeah, they put up on in like social media that they're supposed to open downtown Disney by like July 5th.
It's all on it's like literally back to back to back. It's like
Yeah,
the first week,
it's like
second
downtown-
week of July. They're opening up downtown Disney first,
Yeah.
and then they're opening up like the parks, and then something else afterwards.
Yeah. And then the whole like that. But the thing is that what gets to me is like how are they going to determine to get like who's going to go in? Because you have people that do have the like platinum pass that go every
Yeah.
day. But the thing is that they're claiming that you have to do like a reservation, like
We
the
can
flex
talk
pass.
about this next week.
Yeah.
I think an interesting thing to talk about. I have my own conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say conspiracy theory, sorry, because that's gonna like offend someone and be like, it's not a conspiracy theory.
No,
we know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
But mind you, this when we talk about it, it'll be on our own opinions.
yeah. Copyright. At the bottom,
copyright.
disclaimer with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Everything we talk about is based on our own opinions.
Own
Please do not file
opinions.
suit,
Don't-
including Disney.
Don't think that what we're saying is facts.
It's just
This is
our
this is
own
just
opinions.
two nerdy guys talking right now. Okay.
Speaking about Disney,
Yeah.
Mulan was supposed to
Mulan!
come out.
Yes.
And Mulan is my favorite princess.
Now,
Guys are allowed to have
quick-
favorite princesses.
quick little
Mulan's my
thing.
favorite.
When you saw the trailer, overall, what did you
Oh,
think?
freaking awesome.
Now, when they said they were taking out the music and they took out Mushu.
Make it badass.
Oh, so that's what. Okay, so
Yes,
make it like a
like-
badass
yes.
action, like Pirates. almost in a
Yes.
way. Okay.
Because you could make the movie badass.
That's
Like
true.
Mulan is a badass princess. Like there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
She's a woman that literally had to defend her family's honor. You know, she didn't conform to the normalities of what people would think of women, and she stood up to the cause.
Yeah.
She a badass woman.
Yeah,
so if you
that's-
can make a
yeah.
badass movie regarding that, then hell yeah. Go ahead, take the music out, take Mushu out. That's fine with me. Just make it good.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's what's been hurting the live action Disney movies is that when they redo the songs, it's not the same to some viewers like our age and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I watched the Lion King one, and I was like, ooh, like hearing Seth Rogen sing Hakuna Matata. That was different.
I didn't see the Lion King one, but I will say this: shout out to Rebel, because I know this is Rebel's favorite movie. Beauty and the Beast was not bad with the whole remakes of the songs,
actually,
especially.
Beauty and the Beast was actually a pretty good live action interpretation of it.
Yes.
But I will say that Emma Watson's voice is not meant to be sung.
Okay, but what steals the show is Gaston.
Gaston is the best character
the show
in that in the live action. He's the best character in the live action because
Rebel, if you're listening to this one was for you, because I know you love Gaston and you love Beauty and the Beast, and I will say Gaston was the best part of that entire movie. The song.
The Beast looked legit too.
Yeah, Beast looked legit, but come on, it's Gaston.
It's Gaston.
It's Gaston. Like, come on. But going back to the whole movie topic, you know, you have these things being pushed back, and some of them don't even have confirmed release dates, so we don't even know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Are we going to get our movie theaters back? How is it going to happen? Like, it's such a confusing thing to think about.
I'm trying to follow that whole like movie theater thing. So there are some places they're bringing back drive-through now.
Yeah, my girlfriend's been mentioning that a lot.
Yeah,
she mentions it. Yeah.
That seems like that's going to be like maybe not the norm, but like maybe the thing that's going to happen for the meantime.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any other movie theaters going out of bankruptcy. Only AMC.
It's kind of funny that AMC is the only one.
I think. Oh no, because I think they rely on people doing like the deals and then doing like the Stubs thing, that Stubs reward thing, or like the all access members and stuff like that. I think they really, really rely on people doing that.
Do you have an issue with drive-through theaters or drive-in theaters?
I've never been to one.
I've never been to one either, but I kind of have the feeling because my girlfriend's been wanting to go to one.
Yeah.
But my issue is because when I watch movies, movie watching for me is a chore. I love it, but it's a job because I usually like to really take apart a movie and really pay attention to every little detail that's in it. So I feel like a drive-in movie theater doesn't provide that same experience. Not going to get the same atmosphere as you would in a theater. Again, The Invisible Man. You mentioned footsteps that you barely hear on normal audio. You don't get that, in a car.
That's another thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how would the sound quality be. There are some that are saying that have like speakers in there, or there's some drive-thrus that you have to tune into a radio station or certain
an AM station.
Like an AM.
So it depends on your car's audio.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, if this is what's going to happen with movies from like for a while,
sure,
it doesn't hurt anyone. But at some point, like when the theaters start to open up. My prediction is I think that what they're going to do is they're going to limit the rows of seats to half. So they're going to probably make everyone sit. If you're like let's say it's a couple, right? Those couples can essentially sit together.
Yeah.
But then from where they're sitting, 2 seats apart is the next person or the next group.
So,
and then 2 more seats apart is the next person. Because theaters are gross. I mean, I've been to some really nice ones. For any big movie, I usually go to the, what's the one that's in LA?
The El Capitan?
Not the El Capitan.
Oh, the ArcLight.
The ArcLight one. Yeah, the ArcLight. That one.
ArcLight is a good theater, actually.
Godzilla King of Monsters, the first time I went to go watch it, I had to, me and Bishop went to that one.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. That's my special occasions theater. That's the movie that I always go for special occasions. But the reality is that most of them are kind of gross. It's like, it's dirty. You don't know they can clean it up and stuff like that, but they're not going to go and sanitize every single chair unless they do. But that means that they have to limit the movie, the number of times they can play a movie.
Yeah. So it has to be. Oh wow, that's another thing too. Is that how will they stay open? They have to start off with reduced hours.
They do, and keep in mind they've already reduced the hours because they don't do midnight showings anymore.
Oh, that's another thing.
Yeah, so how much more can you reduce?
Those.
Oh yeah, we all do, but some people had to ruin it for others, and and again, it sucks. No one, if you're working at a theater, I don't think you want to stay there like past midnight to go ahead and clean and do all this stuff. It sucks, but we miss it, but we understand why.
Yeah.
At least, So, theaters, movies being pushed back. That's one thing that's been affected by the pandemic. Shall we move on to the next point?
Yeah.
Okay. The next point, summer events, E3.
Yeah.
E3 has been affected by the pandemic.
Yeah.
No longer going to happen. And according to a lot of journalists out there that cover video games like IGN and GameSpot, this is the killer.
Yeah.
The pandemic essentially killed E3. It's forcing a lot of these other companies to essentially start adapting to the newer ways that Nintendo and Sony have already had time to work on, essentially doing, online conferences now, online showcases.
Yeah.
Nintendo's been doing their directs for years. I think they backed out of E3 like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They've been doing their own directs. Sony did theirs for 2 years. I think this is the third year. I know I'm going to get this wrong. It's like their second or third year. And then Xbox just started doing it because of this whole thing. But they got canceled.
They did. So, that's the thing. Because, past 2 years? Excuse me, hold on.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, I had something stuck in my throat.
Okay, it's something stuck in your throat.
Something stuck in my throat, guys. All right, don't worry. I'm drinking ice water, that's why, from my Hydro Flask. So, I had a piece of ice. I was kind of like, I didn't want to crush on it because I'm next to the mic, and it kind of went down.
And you don't want to, make the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think I'm drinking this fizzy water,
This
far
fizzy.
away from, the mic so people don't hear it?
So,
anyways, go on.
Yeah, so E3 was kind of already on its last stilts, like you said, because at first it was an open thing. People can go get tickets. Then they made it to a media thing. And then now it's they hardly had media in there. I think last year it was mostly of just game developers and other people working for the companies in it or something.
So it's kind of been having a weird history in the last couple of years, mainly because, if most people aren't familiar, E3 wasn't necessarily developed for the consumer.
Yeah.
E3 was developed for pretty much marketing-ish purposes, You'd have developers and companies come in and showcase essentially their products to stores that would want to sell them. If Nintendo comes out with the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, they would showcase it there and say this is the new product that we have. Do you want to sell it at your store? And, then eventually journalists started to go in and covering these things. Game journalism took off and stuff. Then it wasn't until maybe a couple years back that E3 said, okay, guys, fine. We'll go ahead and open it up to the public. Because keep in mind, E3 for the longest time was not open, quote unquote, was not open to the public.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy tickets. And then if you recall, a couple of years back when they finally did open it to the public, they released 1,500 tickets or something like that.
Yeah, that's
it was a small number.
And then I remember watching certain YouTube channels that specifically for gaming and stuff like that. One in particular was Cow Chop for Rooster Teeth. And they basically, they are an exclusive gaming channel, so you would think that they get special exclusives or
they would get a badge.
Access. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a certain badge, but the thing was that the general public had the same access as same as them. So you would see it was the new Super Mario for the Switch or something like that.
Okay.
And
this was recent.
Yeah, this was recent.
Okay.
I remember watching that. I think it was 2018, where basically they were waiting in line, and they saw the line and was like, wait. And then one of them was like, wait, what color is your badge? And he's like, it's yellow. He goes, what the hell? This is supposed to be exclusive and stuff like that.
But they just gave them. They gave them away.
Yeah, they just gave them away and stuff like that. All the exclusives for it as well too.
It's been having a weird pattern because I remember, this was way when we first started, or when I first started podcasting with Tales from the Soundboard / Casualties. Remember how we used to joke how we should totally get badges to go to E3 and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I looked into it, and it's pretty hard to get in, getting a badge. I think we were joking over the fact that we could fake that we are, a high-end journal company or something, and we can go in and say, give us special access, but you had to apply a year in advance or something like that.
Yeah, you had to submit a year in advance, and then give them your outlet on what you talk about and stuff like that. You had to it's basically an application.
It's an application / interview kind of process to it. So it was difficult to get access into E3, so only the top journalists, essentially, big journal companies like IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, those ones would be able to go into E3 and pretty much go in, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then when they started opening to the public, it just became less exclusive. But by opening up to the public, companies started to show less from what I've seen.
Yeah.
It used to be if you want to come in, we can go ahead and showcase the new Xbox or whatever it is, or this new thing or this new game. It's in pre-alpha. They opened it up to the public, and all of a sudden these kind of game devs just started to back up a little bit from what I've seen. Because a lot of YouTubers that I watch that go to the expo, they pretty much just showcased stuff that was already announced. It wasn't like pre-alpha stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I saw. But over the years, companies have been pulling out. Sony doesn't do a conference with them anymore. As mentioned before, they stopped after 2 years.
Yeah.
They've been doing their directs. Nintendo doesn't even go there anymore. They have like their little showrooms, but it's nothing big, you know? So they were pretty much on their dying last legs. And the pandemic pretty much, with this being canceled, I don't think it's ever going to come back.
No, I think it shows now that basically Xbox and Sony and Nintendo, obviously they can just do it on their own.
Yeah. But you can also tell the experience.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny to me because Nintendo, I think when Nintendo came out with their directs and they said, you know what, we're not gonna go to E3 anymore. Their first direct was pretty good. It was entertaining. I remember with the whole like scene transitions and then trailer after trailer, and then you had Reggie. Papa Reggie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, Rene, am I tiring you?
No, sorry. Literally
It's a Friday evening.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Literally doing this after I got off of work, so it's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. But Papa Reggie, he would showcase himself and pretty much be the person that would kind of announce different things. And then you had, what's his name? Miyamoto.
Oh, yeah.
Miyamoto as well.
Right there.
Like they knew how to do a conference online, and it was good. It was entertaining. Sony hadn't had the best ways of doing things until
it was a little wonky at first. I remember that they would just show trailers and then just kind of be like, it'd just be like a trailer thing and nothing really in between. I think, or something. And like a short little like, hey, thank you. Now here's this.
Yeah. But Xbox killed their performances at E3. I think at least they were entertaining.
Yeah.
They came out with a Lego built car for Forza for the expansion.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty dope last year.
Yeah.
And they always have, I think for Forza 7, they brought out the car that they had on their cover. It was like right out there too. They always have like really good events. They're not like really cheesy. I mean, there's cringy stuff on E3, but I mean, personally, after this whole pandemic, because even the host of the Video Game Awards, the creator, I forget his name, he even said, you know, he doesn't see E3 going on anymore after this. The pandemic pretty much sealed its fate.
Yeah.
So, like, unlike movie theaters, which we see them coming back if they're not going to file for bankruptcy, you have, you know, E3 essentially just gone.
Yeah, that's another thing. So now to think that, okay, so no longer we're going to be tuning into E3, we just have to basically wait for the announcements from the game developers straight from Xbox and PlayStation. Looks like this year they just did it from IGN.
Yes.
Which was interesting because I was like, okay.
I think other outlets were streaming it as well.
Oh, yeah?
IGN.
I found most of my stuff on IGN.
IGN likes to publicize themselves that way.
Yeah.
Then whenever you look it up, it's like literally the first one. GameSpot does it too.
Oh, GameSpot, yeah.
Yeah, GameSpot always does it because GameSpot right now has like Summer of Game. No, IGN is Summer of Games, and then GameSpot is like Let's Play something. I forget. It was something that's their pretty much like their summer thing.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think of it though? What's your take on this whole thing where like E3's being canceled and everything's moving forward? Because we're gamers.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, me and my friends used to make it like a whole thing where it's just like we sat down and watch E3, have a few beers and stuff like that, and just kind of just talk about all the new stuff, criticize. Now that it's being streamed online, you know, I mean, now that it's going to be streaming online, but just in different days as well too. It's not going to be all on the same day. It is kind of annoying, I think, if anything.
It's a little bit of a letdown.
It's a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Because you kind of miss that, like, reaction to people liking it, or, you know, the experience of, like, oh, you know, how's, like, what's the big thing that they're going to do to help promote this and stuff like that.
It's what you expected.
Yeah, it's
the expectations, yeah.
It's basically just everyone just kind of, like, sitting there and, like, thank you so much, guys, you know, for, you know, waiting for so long. We've been working on this, and here it is. And that's it.
Yeah. I think last year, because I'm a sucker for Todd Howard. I'm sorry, but oh my God, Bethesda always gets me, and they shouldn't because they're kind of shit. Like they're stupid. But I always liked E3 because they would always announce like their schedules beforehand. So you know how like before you would know the week that E3 would be coming out, right? And then a couple weeks before E3, then you have Xbox is going to have the conference at this time, and Sony will have it at this time, and Bethesda and Nintendo Direct will be coming up this time, and so on and so forth. Now with this gone, it's like you don't know. Sony barely announced their stream a week ago.
Yeah,
it was supposed to happen last week. And then events happened that made it be pushed back all the way to June 11th. I think it was a June 5th stream that they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then they pushed it back to June 11th, which is fine.
That's another thing too. And then like Xbox or Microsoft revealed their stuff a month ago?
A month ago, like in late May.
Yeah, and then now PlayStation just revealed their stuff this week.
See, the thing is that I don't like the reason I get it because we get our content better. Mm-hmm. So whereas at least for me, I'd always be stressed on trying to make sure that I had enough time to go watch the conferences.
Yeah.
Now you don't really have to watch them then and there. You can always just wait.
Yeah.
But these announcements usually come so late that you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Summer is the summer of video games. You know, it's the season of video games. Yeah. That's when all the announcements come in. Yep. But I haven't been excited because here. Sony, like as much, I'm an Xbox boy. Mm-hmm. I'm an Xbox boy. You're a Sony boy.
Yeah.
So I still watch the Sony conferences, but I wasn't expecting Sony to come out with anything. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, they say, yeah, we're going to do it on June 5th. And I'm like, could you hype me up a little bit? Know, like, you know, can you like make it a little bit?
There was no like video to kind of get you hyped. It was like a post. It was like, oh yeah, here's
June 5th.
Yeah,
okay,
this is what we're doing.
Great. No, give me the anticipation. Yeah. And Xbox did, like, Sony's not the only one. Xbox did the same thing. Yeah, we're doing our conference late May. Okay. And then at the end of the conference, it's like, oh yeah, our first party stuff. Yeah, it'll be in July. July when? July. And I think now it's like July 17th, but it's literally like a couple weeks after that event that they like announced a formal date to it. It's like, dude, come on, give me the hype. Like, make me feel excited for this.
Now, did they? I don't know. This is the part when it came to Xbox. Did they reveal their console before the conference already?
They revealed it at the Video Game Awards.
At the Video Game Awards.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the Video Game Awards was the announcement of the first look of the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
And then this previous quote unquote conference that they had was an indie showcase of quote unquote gameplay, which we all know it wasn't. And their only big title was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Which
again, I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan, but that looks fun. But at the same time, Assassin's Creed has a track record of kind of, putting out games that not really, they look cool, but they're not really great. You're giving me that look.
Yeah, I'm giving you that look because I sucker into it all the time, every year, Yeah.
So you're excited for Valhalla?
No, but yeah.
You're going to get it, though.
No. I'm going through Origins because, like, inside tangent, the last main Assassin's Creed game that I legitimately finished was Assassin's Creed 3. I played some of 4. I couldn't stand it because of the sailing. I played some of, I couldn't play Unity, and it scared me with all those glitches, so I said, you know what, I'm just not going to touch it. And then there was that London one. I can't remember.
It was Brotherhood.
Oh, no. No, Brotherhood was part of 2.
Oh, yeah. I think it was. No, I think that was Unity.
No, Unity was France, the French Revolution.
Oh, okay.
Revelations is Assassin's Creed 2. Whatever. There's a London one.
Oh my God, there's been so. Yeah, I played the London one. That's the one I have.
And then there was Rogue, and that one I didn't understand, so I just didn't pick it up.
And so
Black Flag. I didn't finish it because I just got annoyed with the whole sailing thing.
And there was Odyssey, which I heard was fun.
Yes, and I'm going to get to that. I'm like I said, you said it. I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. I am trying to finish Assassin's Creed Origins. I am currently 35 hours into that game.
Damn.
And it's frustrating me that I can't get through the story because there's a level gap. And if I'm trying to get through the story, don't make me grind on side quests. Like, for the love of God, I get you're an RPG, but my God, I just want to get through the story.
Yeah.
I will do the side quest on my own time. Once Assassin's Creed Odyssey goes on sale again, more than likely I'm going to get it. And that's what's going to prepare me for Valhalla. But that was the only game for the Xbox press conference that legitimately had any, like,
they didn't even
for
show, like, Gears of War or anything like
nothing.
that.
But I think that's because that's their first party stuff. So that's probably going to be announced in July. But see what I mean?
See, that's so spread out. Yeah, that's so spread out that it's like at some point I kind of just like not lose interest, but I'm just like already like moved on.
Yeah, there's no hype.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And it's like, what are you supposed to be excited about? There's really nothing for you to be excited about besides just a simple announcement like a week later.
Yeah, at least with PlayStation, they showed most of their stuff.
The Sony one that happened June yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
So we're recording on Friday, so Thursday.
Oh, man, God. Oh, yeah, it was supposed to be in June 5th, but they moved it because of everything that was going on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's like that's what I mean. There's no hype. There's nothing for you to be excited about.
No, and I completely forgot about it, and then I just saw I was working here, and then next thing you know, I just see the trailer for Miles Morales, and I'm like, wait, what? I was like, I was like,
You didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
You didn't even know.
I was just going through basically my Facebook, and then just says, oh yeah, Sony PlayStation has revealed the first footage of Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I'm like, what? And then I just go on it, and then I was like, oh wait, the press conference was today. So I ended up watching that. So.
There's no hype.
No,
that's
wasn't.
my issue.
Yeah,
that's
I didn't
my
get
issue.
joyful. I was like, oh my god, even my friends were talking about it, and I was just kind of like, whatever. It's like I'll find out later.
I was at work yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, and I said I'm going to watch it later on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do it. It's something about having E3. As much as people hate it, and as much as I can understand why it's a useless expo to have,
but it was
it's
a platform.
missed.
No, it was a platform where you knew that if I want to look at all the gaming stuff, I can just type in E3 2020. And then boom, there it is.
Done.
All the reveals, all the trailers, all
I
the
didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Huh. So
Now
if you want to, what do you Google?
Well, when I had to Google the Xbox one, I had to basically Google Xbox 2020 press conference or something like that.
It's like you got to
But
separate
then it doesn't even say press conference. It says special presentation
for PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And
then
that's such a bizarre thing. And we're probably not going to get conferences from like Bethesda or Square. Ubi's probably not going to do one. Ubisoft.
If they do, it will be like, again, another video where it's like they're all just kind of combined into one thing.
Tied to a console.
Probably in July.
Yeah, because Ubisoft could have revealed Assassin's Creed Valhalla on their own conference, but they partnered up with Xbox on this one.
Yeah.
Whatever, But in similar terms to expos, what's the other expo that we love? Comic-Con. Those have been canceled.
Yes.
WonderCon was supposed to happen earlier this spring.
Yeah.
That got canceled.
LA
definitely. Comic-Con happens in late summer, fall, early fall.
Yeah, like late July, early August, if anything. Or maybe mid-August?
I think it's mid-August.
Yeah.
Because I've been going to... I usually go with my friend Chris and Manny. I think it's like late August. Yeah. Mid-August, late August. And then San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con.
This was supposed to happen this month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, July. Mid-July. Yeah.
Over. It's not happening.
No, and that's another thing, too. To say that San Diego Comic-Con will not be happening this year, that's a big thing to say.
That's a heartbreak because usually Comic-Con is the one that's responsible for major announcements from Disney, Marvel, DC, movies especially that are supposed to be worked on and stuff like
TV
that. Like TV shows. You have your panels, the famous Hall H that everyone talks about. You have your things that Comic-Con does have, but these things are gone now.
Yeah, exclusives. You can't buy exclusives. Or go there just to cosplay. There are people that just stand outside to cosplay as well too. Or there's people that just go there just to hang out, just because I hear even the front, even outside of Comic-Con is an experience of its own as well, too.
Yeah.
Not just the inside, but just hanging out, meeting all the people, doing all these like cool, photo shoots that you can do, videos that you can do because you're a cosplayer or just because you just want to have fun over there, But yeah, we can't do it this year. So that's what I find that's really interesting, that with... Now that because I used to use Comic-Con as a platform of like watching whatever new blockbuster trailers are going to come out, just wait on YouTube or something like that, and just kind of like, okay, cool, like what's this? And now even then with this whole thing, when I see a trailer for a movie that I don't know of, and I'm look at it and I'm just like, I'll check it out later.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to say that the pandemic ruined everything and it's like stuff like that, but these are things that get us hyped.
Yeah.
And you're right. I can say that when I go to LA Comic-Con, standing outside in line, even though you're standing, you get to see all these different cosplayers and stuff like that. So it's like that even is an experience on its own, and that's not happening this year because of that. And we understand there's the whole safety thing and stuff like that, but that aspect is gone. Yeah. So now we're gonna have to wait and see where these announcements are gonna come from. But there's a shining light at the end of the tunnel because Comic-Con International announced 2-3 days ago that they are doing an online expo essentially. And this we found out through a GameSpot article that essentially said that what they're trying to do is they're trying to create an online experience for those that want to attend Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is they're going to try to create panels and, different showcase events that will pretty much feature movie trailers or announcements from different comic book industries. They're going to have Different companies come in to showcase different projects and stuff. So we might be able to see some trailers. We might be able to hear some announcements on certain comic books that might be coming out. But the other aspect of Comic-Con are the items that you buy.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a virtual storefront essentially with limited edition exclusive items. Now, what are your thoughts regarding this whole thing? Because we can go deep into this whole aspect of like, well, what's going to happen to the virtual queues? What companies are going to see out there? But we'll start with this. What do you think of an online only expo for Comic-Con?
It seems like a good idea on paper, so people have still access to basically, get all the exclusives that they hear and stuff like that, certain pops, certain statues, certain just merch in general as well too. But at the same time, they keep claiming like, oh yeah, you don't have to be like waiting in line to get it. I'm like, yeah, you kind of do, because
virtual queue.
It's a virtual queue, and you have maybe billions of people trying to get an certain millions of people to just you're giving millions of people a chance to get this one exclusive that everyone will want at first, and the first thing I think is it's either gonna just be super slow or it's just gonna crash altogether. And then even then there's gonna be people that might, because even Disney had a problem with that too, where they had like the Haunted Mansion exclusive stuff like ears, backpacks and stuff like that, and apparently it was all sold out within like minutes because someone had bots to buy them just to buy them.
I saw that with the oh man, I'm gonna butcher her name, and that's because I didn't see Clone Wars. Asuka or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
I don't want to say it.
You want to keep the integrity. But Disney released the Mickey ears with her design on there.
Oh,
did you hear how they people were using bots similar to the Haunted Mansion thing to buy them and essentially selling them for almost 10 times the price that they originally bought it from?
So with the Haunted Mansion stuff, I remember hearing that basically someone effed up and put a bunch of bots, but the thing was that it was only limited to one per person already. So it was the same person buying it, but the thing was that it was supposed to go to one place, and they stopped it all.
Caught him before anything. Caught them.
Caught them.
Caught them.
Wow, really?
That's when they don't think it through. But so you have your issues with pretty much the virtual queue, essentially, right?
Because I've been through a virtual queue already, and it wasn't great. It was like basically it was okay. I will say this, my story for it. I was buying something from Jeffree Star for my girlfriend. It was like a palette that he was coming out with that she wanted and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll just buy it online and stuff like that. And the website crashed hard.
Mistake number one.
Yeah.
You don't get into the makeup community at all. As much as you love your girlfriend, the makeup community is going to be harsh.
Yeah, she wanted this palette so much.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
No, that's bad.
But the website crashed like after the first and I was waiting too, because like they said it's gonna launch in like at 10 a.m. Eastern Pacific time, and I'm like, okay, cool, and I'm just waiting, and then I'm already having trouble. The website's already slow when I'm refreshing, and I'm like, oh god, don't tell me.
Starts.
And then by like 10:01 already crashed. We're having some technical difficulties and stuff like that.
The thing about those virtual queue crashes is that even though you might have been there right on the dot, someone that comes in 5 minutes later or something, once they refresh the servers and get everything going, those are the people that get it. Even though you were on that website for an hour before, you're not going to get it.
So I went as far as getting the item, clicking it, adding it to my cart, crash. I'm like, what the heck? So I did again, got the item, put it in my cart, crash. Got the item, put it in my cart, crash. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to give this like a couple more tries. I went to the cart, clicked on it, went through. It was like, okay, payment. I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up and stuff like that. And then I put the payment in, and it said, okay, thank you for your purchase. I'm like, okay, I got a confirmation. And then an hour later, I got my money refunded. And then an email saying, oh, we sold out by the blah, 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 blah.
By this time.
And
you purchased it at this
time. I purchased it like 2 hours ago before I got that email, and I was already confident I got it. But then
that's such crap.
I checked my bank account, which is nice. They automatically refunded me.
Yeah.
So that was nice. But at the same time, I'm like, well, fuck.
It sucks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So virtual queues suck. And I think that as much as I want to say that Comic-Con probably has something prepared,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they're going to be ready for a mass amount of people to get on there because collectors are crazy.
Talking about nerd collectors.
Oh man,
or
dude.
just collectors in general too.
Collectors in general.
Yeah, so like if there's especially pop figures too. That's the thing. Comic-Con always comes out with like these amazing pop figures that are so great, and then even in the Funko line at Comic-Con gets super crazy. It's
Yeah.
like a big old crowd of people just basically trampling, stomping on each other and stuff like that. So you can imagine that, but virtually. Everyone trying to get like 5 of these, 10 of these, and stuff like that, so they can have them and make a profit later. And
Sell them
like
online because the Comic-Con does have like exclusives and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really hoping that vendors have their own storefront. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't make servers and stuff like that, I'm only saying this from like a consumer's perspective.
Yeah.
Again, my opinion, not facts. I feel that I hope that vendors will have their own storefronts so that if you want something and it doesn't have a big queue, you kind of can just get it there and guarantee it.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe it's all a combined storefront. If like it's all going to be like, oh yeah, this exclusive pop here and this exclusive pop there. But then that could be that this pop figurine over here is the one that everyone wants, and so that's what's going to cause to crash the whole system. Even though I didn't want this pop figurine, but I wanted this exclusive Fallout thing or whatever that was supposed to be at Comic-Con. So things like that could happen. Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
We mentioned pops. That's like the big item, right?
Yeah.
But have you been to an expo before?
I've been to like WonderCon.
WonderCon.
That's about it.
Okay. So you ever like remember seeing these like independent vendors out in WonderCon?
Oh yeah. All like the art gallery and stuff like that.
I'm gonna miss that.
That's sad too. That's another thing is that you're not gonna be able to see. Again, also that just reminds me of like also if you have a comic book person, you'll see writers and artists in general, your favorite artists.
Yep.
And writers. But another thing too, you're not gonna see independent artists that are trying to basically make a profit, get their name out there and stuff like that. That's gone.
Yeah. Every year when I go to Comic-Con, I always go to Artist Alley. I love going to Artist Alley. I end up coming out with like maybe 5 or 7 different prints. Shout out to my friend Rachel Morales. She goes to Comic-Con every single year, and I go visit her. And she shares a booth with one of her friends.
Cool. Fantastic
art, but where are they going to go with this whole thing? You never know. Maybe hope out there that Comic-Con International has a storefront for artists as well, and they're able to distribute their art and their prints using that, because most artists distribute it on their own platforms, either through like Etsy or their own websites and stuff like that. But if they're able to say like, look, if you pay us a certain amount of money, not the big amount of money that it costs to essentially, rent out a table or a little booth, maybe you can sell through our storefront. Maybe you're able to give us a couple prints and we will ship them out for you, and you earn a certain percentage of the sale. So maybe the artist gets 85% of the sale, and Comic-Con International gets the 15%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping they do.
Yeah.
Artist Alley, fantastic place for any expo to go. If you go to expos regularly, or if it's your first time going, I always recommend people go to Artist Alley. WonderCon, LA Comic-Con. I don't know if San Diego Comic-Con has the same name for it. Maybe, but it's such a fantastic place to go through. Last year, actually, I bought. There was this artist that did prints of the kaijus from Godzilla, but the way that he did it, and I bought, I think, like 4 copies of it, because I think I got Mothra, Godzilla, Ghidorah, and Rodin. I'm not so sure. I gotta remember which ones I got. But the prints were burnt, so they look like old scribes, like old scriptures of like the kaijus on walls. It was dope. I like it, but that's the kind of stuff that you miss out on.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that little cleverness on modern characters, or just characters you've been following or just love.
Yeah. So it's like you miss out on that. But the other thing that I miss out on, and they didn't show up last year, and I was so heartbroken. Vendors that are that sell pop culture items that they make themselves.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Wasteland Exports. I'll show you after we finish recording this episode. But for the listeners, there's a Instagram. I want to say it's Wasteland Exports or something like that. They are essentially a small group that create Fallout memorabilia, but it's all handmade.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the first time I saw them was 3 years ago, I think. They had a tiny little corner booth, tiny little corner booth. I bought a Nuka-Cola, and the way they did it is they got a glass Coke bottle. They took the label off, they scratched up the top.
Yeah.
They put Nuka-Cola on it, and then they printed out a little label for Nuka-Cola, and then put like brown liquid in there, and it legitimately looks like a can or a bottle of Nuka-Cola.
Oh, wow.
But they made it themselves. And the last time I saw them, I bought a little tiny bottle of prescription Radex that they made themselves as well.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't there last year, which was like a heartbreak. But those are the vendors I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're not going to be there.
No.
And I don't think Comic-Con International is going to give them a storefront either.
No, that's another thing too. Is like, yeah, like that just reminded me of just people that are just trying to sell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like vintage memorabilia,
Yep.
or even just like
Their own
trades.
businesses.
Yeah, you can trade in comic books and stuff like that, or even like old back issues of stuff that you want to find, or of like a first appearance of a certain character and stuff like that. That vendors are trying to just literally get rid of and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a vendor one time at WonderCon. He had the first issue of Batman. It was just Batman. It wasn't Detective Comics. It was just when Batman spin off from Detective into his own series after that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like $2,000.
But those they're not going to get the storefront.
No.
So I want to I hope it's not, because I get it. For people that love the pop figurines, by all means, go and collect them and fill your house with them. You're not harming anyone. But as someone that likes to see the different things that get sold on there, different art and stuff, it's a shame that I don't think that that's going to be the first thing that's going to be sold on there. Yeah. I think that if anything, you're going to see more pops. You're going to see more exclusive things like a certain dev company is coming out with this video game and it's a Comic-Con exclusive of that. Or oh my god, man, I swear I don't know what we're drinking. I think it's the water that's causing us to
something in the water.
You're gonna have production companies come out and say like, yeah, this exclusive life-size Godzilla or whatever. No, not like God-size. Are you kidding me? That's not gonna fit in the thing.
No,
but like a scaled-down version of Godzilla, and it's like signed by the director or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
you're not gonna see those. Or a
no,
poster.
I think you will.
Oh, okay.
I think those you will.
Okay.
So those are gonna be like, a limited run of 500.
Okay.
And I think those are gonna be on there, but it's gonna suck not to see the independent vendors.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Another question to pose to you, okay? How do you feel about the announcements that supposedly might be coming out? Do you fear that certain announcements won't be made as usual? What do you think?
For Comic-Con?
For Comic-Con.
Oh, like when it comes to like just movies and stuff?
Movies and different things. Because keep in mind, we talked about E3. Yeah. And we said that companies have pulled out of E3 to make their own conferences. Mm-hmm. They don't feel like they need the platform, so why am I gonna where are they gonna do it? When you think of Comic-Con, you think of Disney. Disney will be putting stuff out there left and right, especially their Marvel brand. Yeah. Right? Warner Brothers, same thing.
Yeah. I think with now, because even then, certain movies and TV shows had put a stop on filming. Mm-hmm. There's probably not going to be anything to announce, essentially.
See, I don't think that there's anything to announce next year. Yeah. But there's stuff to announce now that they could have been working on. Mm-hmm. So my fear is this, and then I don't know if you maybe share the same sentiment, but I kind of fear that now that Comic-Con is gone, most companies won't feel like they need the platform. They can just release things whenever they want.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that they don't really need to use Comic-Con as a platform or an outlet.
Exactly. So Disney has D23.
Yeah, they already have that, so they can just hold all that stuff until D23.
Exactly. They don't need Comic-Con International to basically have a platform. Warner Brothers has DC. What's their? I think it's DC. Is it just DC for their movies? Yeah. It shares the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers also has like they have DC. Then they also do like whatever, like the new. We could have seen something more for Christopher Nolan's new movie, The Tenant.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have seen stuff more, maybe a clip.
Something.
Or even like Christopher Nolan and the cast talking about the movie and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm really excited for that Tenet movie. That looks really
what guarantees you as a consumer that Comic-Con International can lock those things down and Warner Brothers won't come out and say, we don't need the platform. We can make our own platform. How about we release our own video with their own, like with our directors coming in, They could easily do that. And so I kind of get the feeling that this is going to essentially kind of make certain industries see that they don't need a platform.
Yeah.
I don't think that Comic-Con International is done for. Not like E3.
No, I don't think it means that, yeah. But it does, yeah. I think if anything, that this does push production or studios or even companies to like realize that, okay, well, now that we can't really physically be at Comic-Con, we can just save a bunch of money and just, like you said, just do our own video.
Just do it and just kind of not even rely on the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a shame. I'm hoping that's... I can't say I hope that's not the case, because honestly, if a company can save money, what are they going to do? What am I going to tell them? That don't do it?
Yeah.
They're going to do it anyways, right? But we'll end it with this. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to last another year?
I hope not.
We can all hope not.
I really hope not. I hope by next year, at least by, I want to say by like March of next year, the whole year basically, that we have gone past this and we've at least not gone back to normal yet, but at least going into the swing of things how they used to be at least. Obviously, this whole thing changed everything, you know, for us, this whole pandemic and stuff like that.
It's made things more interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And made things more creative. That's another thing, too, for certain people, for certain companies to, like, okay, if we can't do this, let's go this route and stuff like that.
They had to essentially find different routes to just showcase some stuff. The only concern that I share is that with production companies essentially stopping, you know, midway through some movie production, we're probably not going to get much next year.
Yeah.
I think as far as announcements are going to go coming from video games or movies, we're not going to see anything in the summer. Not as much as we used to, because this is still working time for them.
Yeah.
So everything that we're seeing now has been in development for years. You know, even movies, this is stuff that's been recorded for years.
Oh, yeah. Even like, the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, that was already developed. That was in development after the first Spider-Man game. They said that.
Yeah. And then supposedly they're still making a Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. So we'll tackle that on our next topic. I mean, our next video.
Yeah. So I'll announce that at the end of the podcast, but we're working on a video pretty much. And we'll discuss the different conferences that came out. But things take time, and even while they're making announcements, they're still working in the background. So next year is going to be weird.
Yeah, there's going to be that in 2021. There's going to be a year where nothing will come out, or there'll be a gap in between things and stuff like that, longer than usual. Because I remember last year there was a pretty good gap between movies from the summer until like the holiday. I remember there was like a good gap and stuff like that, or even to like from the holidays until what? Basically now, with like hardly anything coming out, and stuff like that.
That's like normal stuff. I think next year you're gonna see the effects. You're definitely gonna see the effects, and it's gonna be interesting to see things like companies like Sony and Microsoft essentially come out with like different announcements saying like, yeah, we have this game and this other one. And, the conference is supposed to be an hour, but we've only got content for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it's going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that in regards to movies, I don't think a lot of movies are going to be coming out. I think that they're probably going to elongate the release window for certain movies. So whereas a movie probably stays in theaters for about a month and a half, you're going to see certain movies stay in there probably longer to kind of fill in the gap. And, the next movie's going to come out in maybe the next 4 months or something.
Especially with if theaters open up, they have to do the whole social distancing thing and then take precautions and stuff like that. So a normal movie theater probably will be half full.
Yeah.
After that.
I would even think less than half full.
Like a quarter.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we dissected enough of this topic already?
We have, yes.
All right. So I think this is a good episode.
It has. It was really good to talk about this. It's been something that we've been wanting to discuss and stuff like that, and wanting to share and at least something to talk about with you guys sitting at home, wondering what's happening, thinking, am I the only one thinking about this? No, you're not. We are also talking about it as well too.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that we're stressing about it so much as it's just more of like a thought that's in the back of our heads. And we sit every single day thinking about this sort of stuff, and it's like, well, what's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with the video games and all this stuff? While it's not the only thing to think about, but it's like we have other lives, but it's like stuff that we think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we do our outro, our
Yes.
perfectly practiced outro,
Oh, God.
you guys can find us on YouTube. So if you're listening to this on the Keeping Up with the Nerds YouTube channel, there are links in the description below that can lead you over to the Podbean site. And Rene,
And we are officially on Spotify. So just go ahead and search, when you go on your Spotify app, go ahead and search Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, and you can find us there.
we hit the big league, guys. We
Where?
hit the big
This is
leagues.
it. This is
We're
it.
in Spotify now.
Yep.
And if you're listening to this episode on Spotify or on Podbean, head on over to our YouTube channel as well. We're going to be working on some videos, short little quick bits regarding some stuff that we maybe want to talk about. We'll be making reviews. We'll be making our own thoughts. It'll be more like maybe 10, 15-minute videos, if
Yeah,
anything
no
less.
longer than that.
Yeah, it'll just be short stuff, visual stuff
Yeah.
with actual, it's
You'll
not
actually
just a
get to see our nerdy faces.
our nerdy faces. I thought you were going to say beautiful and be like, what the heck, Renee?
I was going to say ugly, but I was going to...
No, it can't. We can't be stereotypical. So yeah, we can follow us on every single what do you call it? Platform.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man, this is a tired ass Friday.
This is a tired ass Friday, but we got through it, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Also, we do have socials. So I know that in the channel intro, I think we might have mentioned Facebook. Our socials are only Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Real quick, let me go ahead and pull up I should have been pulling this stuff out already because our handles are not the same. Because unfortunately, friggin' Instagram only allows a certain number of letters. So you can find us on Instagram. Just look up Keeping Up with the Nerds. That's just Keeping with the Nerds, not Keeping Up with the Nerds, just Keeping with the Nerds. That's our IG.
Yeah.
You guys can also follow us on Twitter. Let me look up the handle real quick. It's going to be at Keep It Nerds. And that one's even shorter because Twitter is dumb and they say that and they cancel our page. So you can follow us on there. We're going to be posting regularly anything, regarding future episodes or any videos, just keeping you guys informed on there, just letting you know when the videos are going to be coming out.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to interact with us, ask us any questions, have different topics that maybe you want us to talk about. Who knows? If there is an episode or a day that we are recording and we have nothing to talk about, if you guys submit questions to us, maybe we'll dedicate that episode to your guys' questions. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Again, those will be in the link in the description below. If it's on Spotify, same thing. They will be on the description. But with that, are we ready to do the outro?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Is there anything else that you want to add? Anything?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, last bit. Don't forget to follow Renee. His socials will be on there as well as mine, and I have like a bunch of socials because I've got my own YouTube
I know,
channel
I was
as
gonna
well.
say, yeah,
I got my
Twitch.
Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, my YouTube channel, all that stuff. Everything regarding
Yeah.
us will be in the description as well. So if you guys want to give us a follow, feel free.
Go
we
for
welcome it.
Yes.
Renee,
All right.
here we go.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to the issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I am your super duper host, Renee.
Oh, no, don't.
Oh, man.
I wasn't ready.
Oh, man.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Issue 2 is my mess up day. I got to apologize in advance. All right.
Okay.
Let's fix this.
All right, okay.
Okay, take 2.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to the issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I am your super host, Renee,
And host Brian.
coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all in the next time.
Take care, guys.